Reality. Reality receipts.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Reality Receipts podcast starring me, Storytime with Ricky.
And me, Reality Ashley. We're back to do our Bravo Day. We're talking about the Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 10, Episode 6, and then the Real Housewives of Orange County Reunion, Part 1. And more excitedly, we have a interview coming out tomorrow with Mary Cosby from the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, which was the best time ever. Ricky had her laughing. She had us laughing. It was so fun. So that'll be out tomorrow. And we have an interview with Whitney from the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City out already on our last recap. So check that out. And we're off to BravoCon in 48 hours. So we're buzzing. We're excited. We can't wait to share all the details with you guys. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Reality Receipts Pod. We'll post tons of stuff and let us know what you want us to ask them, who you want us to talk to, anything you want us to do. Just we're your puppets. So let us know.
Yeah, you guys.
Who are you most excited to see?
Who to go to? Tell us, give it to us, and we want you to feel like you're there with us. Okay, so you just give us the questions, tell us what you want to see, and we will show you guys. So,
who are you most excited to see?
Mary.
Yeah.
I'm most excited to actually see Andy Cohen because he's very inspiring and I look up to him professionally. And then Mary, I'm very curious to see if she's gonna remember us and just kind of laugh because she's like really cool and funny. So
yeah, I'm excited to see anyone that we interviewed and see if they remember, like Lisa from Miami, Whitney, and a few of the other ladies. I wonder if they'll remember because they do so many interviews. So we'll remind them. But
yeah,
I'm excited.
So I'm excited. It's my first BravoCon. I am definitely like super excited.
Yes, we're going to have lots of fun and you guys are coming too. So we can't wait to share it with you. But for now, should we get into the Potomac ladies? They're still in Nevis? Yeah, having a good time, sort of. But the episode starts out with Giselle and her shady shots, which she dumped all over herself. But I knew that was coming with that tall shot.
Why didn't she set them on the table? But yeah, her shady shots were actually really funny.
Poor Stacy, though. Can't catch a break. They're like, yeah, yours says nothing. Like, they're basically tell her she's nothing.
With
yeah, it's got spilled.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for her. But what did you think of Jazzy getting so upset over this Mr. Sunshine thing? Like, what was that?
Shut up. Like, to me, that was one of those moments where it's like you're trying so hard to like have a moment. Yeah. You're trying to have a fight. Like, you're trying to like get some camera time. Like, I thought Tia handled it so well. She handled it so eloquently. Like, I don't know if it's her accent that just makes her so like posh, but she did, like, she was like, girl, come on, like, that was clearly a joke. 14 days before my wedding, like, bitch, shut the fuck up and calm the fuck down. Nobody actually thinks that you want that man or that he is in any way a threat to your marriage or whatever. And it's like, I don't know if that was like you're trying to have a moment or you have a deep insecurity about your relationship that like, you know, you don't want him thinking anything because you're scared that that's going to give him a green light to do stuff.
Yes.
Like apparently, like clearly you guys have had some infidelity in the past that like you're worried about. So you don't want him to think that you're doing anything like, but that was just so ridiculous. Like,
that was definitely what I thought too. I think they obviously have a lot of cheating in that relationship, not from her, from him. And I'm sure she's thinks if he catches wind of anything, he's going to spin it and flip it, even though Mr. Sunshine is not have a shot with her. But she thinks if he hears that, like, oh, you went to this island flirting and hooking up with people, and then he's just going to run with it. So it definitely felt like maybe it was getting the moment a little bit. And also, yeah, if my man hears about this, even though we can all tell, she probably didn't know if they would show Mr. Sunshine, right? And that he was just gonna think, oh, maybe she was flirting with him. So doesn't sound like she should be getting married, not a solid relationship. She got called a stepmom by Giselle. So
yeah,
nothing wrong with stepmom, but do we know when these babies were conceived? It sounds
No,
like
I think
cheating,
that
right?
that's, like, the shadiness behind it is because she, again, it's so ambiguous, like, did it happen while you guys were together, before you were together? You kinda said it wasn't when you guys were together, one of them, that left room for people to think that maybe the other one was. Whatever, there's something shady going on there, there's infidelity in that relationship, she's very insecure about that relationship. And Ashley, so people just want to be married to be married. People know that they're marrying the wrong person and they just want to be married, especially to an athlete.
Yeah.
Apparently, the lifestyle is worth it, but I don't know how worth it is if he's a bench warmer, you were still flying in coach. Like, you know what I mean? What is it that you really
That's
want?
not worth getting cheated on.
Yeah, it's not worth getting cheated on. Having babies on me,
No.
like, that means that you're having unprotected sex out there. Like,
No.
it's a lot. That's like Stefan Diggs. Cardi B's man apparently has some girls pregnant right now, like I don't know. Let me not speak
Oh
on it 'cause
gosh.
I haven't did a deep dive and I don't know that tea, but I know he had some
There's
babies.
some tea.
There's some tea there. Yeah.
We were just talking about this because as a married person, I've never had that mindset where I'm like, I have a husband and that makes me better, and my single friends must be so jealous. I'm like, having a husband is not really a flex. They're easy to find. Like they're kind of dumb. It's not that big of a deal. Like I never feel like my single friends care. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
we forgot to mention, but AD did another interview with the relationship podcast, and she was kind of using that same Ashley terminology of like, oh, they just want me to be single so bad, and like they just, yeah, and she thinks it's a jealousy thing, and it's like, no, we just have eyeballs and we watch Perfect Match and we thought Ollie wasn't the best to you. And yeah, you're proving us wrong now, and we hope that continues, and we want to be happy for you, but you can't act like you didn't act like that on a show for everyone to see and pretend like we should just be like, he's wonderful.
Oh, and
And
he's, like, on an apology tour. I don't know if you've seen, like, he's been doing podcasts up the yin yang about how sorry he
oh,
is for how he treated her and how he's just so remorseful and it just how much he's grown as a person. Yeah, he's been on an apology tour. I don't know if they have a podcast coming, I mean, a damn show
probably.
coming up or something, but I feel like they might be in the works for, like, a show. I don't know why I get
I
that feeling.
Oh, I 100% think that for sure. There's definitely something coming for them. I heard her say she's not going to do the podcast after the baby's here, so I sort of feel like the podcast was a stepping stone to their own reality show
He's
or
not gonna
something.
do it at all?
That's what she said, but I don't know if she meant temporarily
Yeah,
or what. So obviously the baby was timed well for Love Is Blind season because it's over. I think she's due. She said in like a week from now or something. And so next Love Is Blind is until February. So maybe she meant like just take a break till February, or I
maybe.
don't know. But I
But
definitely think
that
there's a pivot happening.
but that is, I mean, obviously, we do all know that that's not a podcast that, like, she built from the ground up and that's
No,
her
no, no.
thing. It's definitely a Netflix kinetic relationship, so I would assume that it's still gonna be What's the Reality and somebody else is gonna host it. Um,
Yeah, I'm wondering who, because I definitely think that's what's going to happen. I think someone else is going to get slotted in there, and her and Ollie are probably going to go on to do a reality show. It's probably already been filming
yep.
and going to
Mhm,
document the baby coming and all that.
mhm,
So I
mhm,
don't know.
the
She has
magazine
KB
hour.
on
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Huh?
She has KB on. KB's on her podcast tomorrow. So maybe she's
We
going to
don't
take over.
care anymore. We don't fucking
I,
care anymore. Didn't KB already go on her podcast, or that wasn't?
yes,
Yeah,
this is
KB
part
did
two.
go on her yeah.
This is part 2, and so maybe she's gonna take over. I liked KB, I didn't think anything wrong with her, but maybe someone more established in the Love Is Blind world would be better,
Yeah,
like someone
no,
we've had a few
it
years to
it
get
ain't
to
gonna be
know.
KB. It ain't gonna be KB, but do I think that they're gonna try and get another Black woman? Yes, for sure.
Maybe it'll be Marshall.
I think Marshall would be good. He's
Mhm.
personable. I don't think, not to say that KB's not personable, because I think she is, but she doesn't have the same pizzazz as, like,
Yeah,
an
I
Iggy or something
I
like that,
agree.
so,
And, I mean, the problem with picking these, so AD has been a great interviewer, and I like watching her interviews, but I think she doesn't know any of the tea, and I don't know how much she actually watches the show, so that's the part that they need to find someone who's, like, has a passion for this, like we do, of, like, the tea and the interviews and, like, knowing the ins and outs, because the audience knows when you don't know what you're talking about, right? Or when you're missing thing. They
yeah,
know.
I don't think I honestly did at first, like, when the podcast first came out, I thought she was asking really great questions. I thought she was really doing really well. These I recapped the last few, and honestly, they're like copy and paste Nick Viall
Yeah,
questions, same answers, nothing unique. Like,
it
I
comes
didn't even
from production.
yeah, exactly, and that's the problem. So,
Yeah.
um, I mean, I don't even unless something, like, extravagant comes out in this KB one, I don't even wanna fucking hear it. Like,
No.
went off on
I
another
agree, but
sorry, guys.
yeah, sorry, we went on a little Love is Blind tangent there, but what I was trying to say is I don't know why people flex about having a husband. They're not mine's fine. Like, they're good, but they're not
Maybe
like
it's a American thing. Maybe it's, like, because they really do, like, "Oh my god," like, "It's what you strive for, it's what you want." But, yes, I hate that mentality of, like, I have a like, there are people that are single and I'd rather be single and happy than in a shit marriage and unhappy, not saying that she's in a shit marriage, but it was very much like, "I'm in my new apartment, I have a baby full of belly, and my man is on my
yeah.
I like having him here. What would I do if he wasn't here? Like, I just have"
Mhm.
like, you would live your life? Like, you know what I mean? I hate male-centered females, but whatever, that's
Yeah.
yeah.
I
It's
know,
very
I feel like
Very Ashley, like, "Oh, you single bitches don't know shit." Like, okay. Okay.
yeah, I agree. And also, she did tell a story in the podcast where she was talking about they were leaving Perfect Match and she was crying and he was like, I just need to go back to London and see how I feel. And she was like, basically, she was like, I'm sick over this man. So it's you're not helping the situation, you know? I think it's great to be honest and she's giving us the real of it, but that's why people are questioning it, right? It wasn't like he was like, I fell in love with you here and we're going to make this work. He went back home and did some thinking or talking to people and then he was like, okay, I'll make it work. So I still don't trust him, but we'll give him some more time.
I
But
don't
she's
trust
happy. That's all that
she's happy,
matters.
that's all that matters, yeah.
Getting back into the ladies of Potomac, I didn't really like when Tia, I think she said it to Jazzy when she was like, oh, are you going to throw something at me? Like, why? I don't like when people, when you're just arguing and they like think you're going to hurt them when there's nothing that would say that that would happen. Although this has happened on the show. That's what they were talking about when
Mhm.
somebody got was it Kiarna did get physical violence, so maybe that's where it
Yeah,
comes
and I
from.
don't know,
I don't know.
it did seem like to me that she, like, kinda bucked up and was kind of like,
Uh-huh.
and I thought she had picked up a napkin or something, like, I thought that I need to
Mhm.
go back and rewatch the scene, but I felt like there was a reason she said it because she did, like, do something to
Do
insinuate
something.
but I need to go back and really see, but I just feel like I just felt like Jazzy's just reaction was so unwarranted,
Yeah.
and you just never know what's going to, set someone off, and sometimes the new people try and, like, do a lot, like, to make sure that they're
Yeah.
in that moment, and I felt like, yeah, that was an Angel. Angel's just a Debbie fucking Downer, she's getting on my fucking nerves. Her shot should have been Facetune. You know that's what her shady shot was, and they changed it because they knew she wasn't gonna be able to handle it, like
Right. And if you can't take a joke or make fun of yourself, like that's what we're not seeing from Angel. Like there's no poking fun at yourself or if she would just do that, then they would lay off. But she's so takes
yeah.
herself so
Yeah,
seriously that
yeah,
it's
her
painful.
her her shady shot was definitely either Facetune or Catfish, and, like, they changed
Yeah.
it.
Catfish. Oh, and okay, what a massive ball drop by not having audio in the golf cart. Like, we all know that these rides to and from the events are where the magic happens. That's why the sprinter vans are such a big deal on like Salt Lake, and you always have cameras and audio in the transportation. So, why would they do this to us?
I don't know, but cameras went down. They kinda got something on the boat, they got a little bit on the golf cart, but it was like yeah, they missed the main moment, but I feel like that it was very intentional on Jazzy's end to do it when cameras
Mhm.
went down, which I thought was really nice of her, but again, you can't do a motherfucking thing right
No.
in Angel's eyes. I did see a clip from Watch What Happens Live where she kind of tried to explain it, but I won't jump ahead. But, like, yeah, like, it was just yeah, like, a massive, like still don't fully understand what happened there, but I and why she
No.
was mad at Jazzy, and it was just again, the dark cloud that is Angel, please get her off my screen. I don't wanna see her no more.
I was kind of confused because what they showed us in the golf cart was Angel talking badly about someone's physical appearance. You know, she's like, she has a snaggle tooth. and all of that. But then when they explained it later, Jazzy explained it as a woman who reached out saying Angel hadn't treated her very nicely, which is weird of Angel. If it was, because when we first saw that, I was like, oh, it's probably someone saying they hooked up with her husband or like an ex or something, the way she was going after the woman's physical appearance, right? But
Mhm.
now hearing, okay, so you heard that this woman said you weren't nice to her and your response is calling her ugly and all of this stuff when you just cried about your appearance.
Yeah,
That didn't add up to me. I sort of feel like we're not getting the full story. Like, why was it told off camera,
yeah,
right?
I agree. Something, yeah,
It felt like it was something more to do with her husband and like someone claiming something,
yeah, same,
or
same, and
maybe
same.
they were taught. Yeah, something just didn't add up there.
And the most bizarre thing about it is like it wasn't brought up on camera, and the only reason we talked about it was because you brought it up on camera. And I don't know, like you said, maybe she was trying to jump in front of the narrative. Maybe she was trying to jump.
Hmm.
And now I'm putting it out there, Jazzy. This is what I'm telling the ladies. So this is the story I want you to stick with. Maybe it was a girl reaching out saying I boned him or whatever, but it's like, no, I'm gonna say that this. But I mean, saying you stole money and you tried to get pregnant on that's just say somebody tried to fuck him. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you say that, then what the fuck you're saying? Like, because I was like, oh,
Well, and
oh,
that, what did that even have to do with it? Because that wasn't even the same girl, she said, right? That was a different girl.
I don't know.
That's why I was yeah.
You're right. The story doesn't make sense. Oh, if this was the case, why would this random person reach out to Jazzy and be like, "Oh, this girl's not very nice to me," and then it's like, "Oh, the reason I'm not very nice to her is because she made up rumors that I stole money from my husband and that I was trying to get pregnant with him on purpose." And this is the same girl that you were friends with. That
Yeah.
if you were friends with this, did she have inside information and know that you tried to do these things, or did she just completely make up a lie? You didn't try and do these things, and it just none of it makes sense.
No, it was very confusing, and I'm like, "Why is Angel volunteering all of this about the money and the?" We didn't even know any of that, and now it did feel like a deflection to me. She was like, "I'll give you this information so you don't find out what was really happening," because, the way she talks about her husband and her marriage and constantly rubbing it in everyone's face, and we said, "I hope nothing bad comes out about this man because she's gonna look really stupid," and that's sort of what I feel like she's trying to cover up. I think there's something we don't know about the story, but how random to make up she stole 30 grand. Like, where would you even pull that out of?
I don't know, and she didn't say a number. Ashley's the one that said the number in her
Yes.
confessional, so it's like, what are we missing? But
But like
also,
they said,
y we were just about to say the same sentence, like, he still married her even if that was the case, right? Like,
that's exactly what I was gonna say.
yeah, even if she did steal the money or there were even rumors of stealing money and
Yeah.
getting pregnant on purpose, like, he still married you. You guys are still married to this day, so either you really did it and he didn't care, or you didn't do it and he doesn't care, but
Yeah, if they're not gonna have cameras and audio in the golf cart, they need to take a separate golf cart because they just missed, like, such an important piece of the plot. Because I don't know what actually happened, but maybe we'll find out more
I
later.
I love Stacey's face, like, listening intently, like, she's like
Stacey's so funny. Is her her ex-husband, German? Is that what the outfit was about?
I think
Okay,
so.
okay.
Yeah, mhm,
What's
she
his
just
name?
thought that was
Timu?
so sexy. I was like,
She
her
did
and
look good.
Tia her and Tia were not it was not sexy. It looked nice,
No.
but it wasn't sexy.
No, they have different ideas of what is sexy. I thought it was so funny when Kiarna called Greg and was like, "It's slut night here," and he's like, "Oh, what a coincidence! It's slut night over here too." I'm like, "I'm flying home right now." So
FaceTime me, bitch. What the fuck?
right? Yeah, like, what are you up to? Because I don't know if her and Greg are on that solid a footing to joke her like that,
Yeah,
but,
or it's not funny if he's cheated. It's not don't you fucking joke.
no.
Like,
What did you think of Ashley getting she was really enjoying herself with the chocolate body pin and the
is she into girls?
I didn't know, like, I've never seen maybe, like I said, I haven't watched
Giselle
the last
said
couple
it.
seasons.
Giselle said it like it's kind of like a fact. Like she
Oh.
like yeah, Giselle kind of said it like she likes to like have her fun, which I mean, to each her own. Good for you, girl.
Well, and that's where it gets confusing for me because it's like if Ashley is oh, yeah, she's openly bisexual, it says.
Okay.
So, if she's openly bisexual, doing this with women that are in relationships, is that not cheating then? Because that's where I get confused about these trips, because it seems like a lot of the ladies hook up, and if you are in fact into women, is that not the same as hooking up with a man on your bachelorette? I don't know.
I don't know, girl. I don't know. I just, mine has been it, and I ain't in it. Not my pig, not my farm. Like I don't know, but yeah, like I don't. I wonder if like Jazzy's husband, knowing that Ashley's openly bisexual, would feel differently about her licking the chocolate off her
Yeah,
tit. You know,
it's true. I guess they weren't really reciprocating. They were just taking Ashley's attention
yeah.
on them. And have you been to male strippers before?
I think I've been to Chippendales in Vegas. Yeah.
They're like that. Like, when you see female strippers, they're not like touching and licking on the men, but the male strippers are very handsy and
Yeah, they called me up on stage and put my hands up, and I was very uncomfortable. I was like, "I need to get out of here."
yeah, we saw in the Housewives of Beverly Hills last season or the one before, they were like literally doing like faces and crotches and stuff.
No, thanks. Don't put my face in your crotch. I'll
No.
literally fucking punch you. Like, don't do that. Like,
Yeah, I'm like, I didn't want an interactive experience. I'm just here to watch, but
yeah, yeah,
that sounded
here,
creepy.
like,
But
touch your butt cheeks. I don't want to touch them.
yeah. Well, yeah, then Angel left in a huff, called her a man. I'm getting kind of sick of her
No, I'm
drama.
so fucking sick of her. Ashley, she's such a
Me
Debbie
too.
Downer. She's such a dark cloud. You brought this up and then had the nerve to say you called her a big mouth because what? Because she talked to you about
Right?
something privately. Like to Wendy's point, it doesn't matter how we approach it, how delicate we are, how sensitive we are. She's gonna have a problem every which way. Now, what Angel said on Watch What Happens Live is she said because
Mhm.
Andy asked her straight out, like, why were you upset at Jazzy when she approached you off camera, not in front of the girls? Like, what was the problem? And she said, "Ooh, why did the answer just slip from my mind?" Like,
Oh.
literally, as we're talking, I was like, she said that originally she was upset. Oh, this is what she said. She said originally she
Mhm.
was upset with Jazzy because when Wendy said, "What were you guys talking about?" in the golf cart, she thought that Jazzy had told Wendy and Wendy was baiting.
Oh,
And Wendy was baiting the conversation.
that makes sense. Okay.
She said so that's originally why she was upset. But then it's like Stacy had also said that they overheard something in the golf cart. So, but I guess in
Mhm.
that moment she thought that Wendy asked that question because she already knew. But I think that Angel
Right.
also has some very weird smoke and energy towards Wendy for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
Why did you automatically assume that Wendy knew something? Why did you automatically assume that the thing is she thinks that Wendy knows something about her and that
Mhm.
she's going to spill it at
Yeah.
any moment. I think
Right.
that's the thing. She's very paranoid about Wendy. Wendy was around in the past and whatever, so she thinks that
Mhm.
Wendy knows something about her, and she never knows like is she going to spill it? Is it going to come out? Is it this? Is it that? So you automatically got defensive when Wendy asked, like, "Oh, like, why?" So she thought Jazzy had told Wendy.
Mhm.
That's what she said.
I definitely am starting to think that Wendy does know something about her, or she must know that she's done things in the past that could be brought up, right? Because she does seem so uneasy in this group and on defense and getting upset over the silliest things like Facetune. So I think that will definitely be coming out more in the season because something in her past with this accusing of stealing 30 grand and
Yep.
now,
Mhm.
yeah,
Mhm. Something's
it's
coming.
just,
And the thing is she can't handle it. She's not made for it. I think you're very right. Like this, like she gives somebody that's like suffering from postpartum, like, she's still breastfeeding, she's still like full of hormones. Like, I just don't know, but she's not cut out for this show, for this group of women. You
mhm.
can't handle somebody saying you edit your pictures, which you
Facetune.
clearly do. Like you clearly was editing the motherfucking pictures. Like, it's just, like,
Mhm.
it's not like, if something comes out about your past, about you stealing money or you trapping your man or your man cheating, you're gonna crumble like a fucking cookie. Like, there's no way you're about to deal with this, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, you'd think she'd be happy. It's just Facetune. That's all they're bringing up and like laugh it off and use it as a distraction instead of like getting so upset. So,
Yeah, she has this woe is me attitude. She thinks everybody's attacking her. Like, no matter what? Like, she's like, this has all been an attack on me. Like, girl, you're so focused on everybody attacking you that you don't see, like, these bitches just attack each other all the time. Like, but you're just
Mhm.
personalizing everything. And it's just like, and you brought up your
Exhausting.
TV. You brought up your, we all wouldn't have known about it because Jazzy did
No.
give you that respect of, telling you off camera. But I don't know. After Jazzy and Tia's argument, I feel like Jazzy, I'm side-eyeing her. I don't know what the fuck wrong with her. Like, I'm definitely like, I was team Jazzy. I thought, oh, I like her. But now after what happened with Tia, I'm like, okay, no. That was such
Yeah.
energy. But yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe because she's a friend of, she is just trying too hard. She needs to just chill because you're
Yeah.
on the trip. It's about you. You don't have to do all that. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, enough of Angel. Should we
Yeah.
get into the Real Housewives of Orange County?
Yes. Reunion part 1.
Yeah, I feel like Tamara was on the Xanax again. She's a little
I was
off.
gonna say, everybody starts off very demure, very cutesy, very quiet, very apologetic, very accountability, and then you see as the previews roll out or as it keeps going on, bitches
Mhm,
start screaming and bitches start yelling. Tamara's clearly very triggered by Gretchen, who comes in towards the end of the reunion. But
mhm.
we see we see Katie come back, which we haven't
Yeah,
seen in a really long time. But
no.
and Tamara does have a lot of smoke for Shannon. She's got
Yeah.
her smoke for Shannon. Like she said, "Fuck trying to be your friend again."
Yeah, I know, it was weird because I do think Shannon was being kind of annoying trying to hop in on these conversations that had
100%,
nothing to do with
100%.
her, but
Mhm.
if Tamara could have responded better, she would have looked like the good guy, and instead she was just kinda, like, mocking Shannon and making fun of her, and it just came across as very weird, so
But Shannon doesn't really give anything back. She's just kind of like, "What?
no.
What? Like
Yeah.
this is a reunion. We're all here to talk. Like what's going on?" But I don't know.
Um online right now, Tamra and Vicky have made up. So you don't know who Vicky is, but she was on the show since the first season. She's like the OG housewife. Last BravoCon, she won like the housewife award of like all-time housewife. I can't remember. They're giving it to Candy this year from Atlanta, but Vicky got it last time. She's iconic. Her, Shannon, and Tamra were like, they called themselves Tres Amigas, and they did like a live show. So they were like the three besties. They had a massive falling out around this DUI time of Shannon's a couple years ago. Shannon and Vicky stayed close, but now Tamara and Vicky have made up online. So obviously gearing up for season 20, which will start filming in like March, and people think Vicky's coming back because she's the OG. And now I think Shannon's on the outs. So Shannon refused to make up with Tamara. So Tamara, being the smart person she is, was like, I'm just going to tell Vicky what you've done to her with the recording thing we see coming up on this reunion. And now they've made up, and I'm assuming Shannon's not in the group. So will be an interesting season 20. Oh, and you know what else is happening online?
Tell me.
Gretchen definitely is going to be able to explain her way out of this because Shannon just posted with Gretchen yesterday. They were all out to dinner together with some members of the queer community that are friends of Shannon's. So there's no way that Shannon would be posting those photos if there wasn't a major vindication coming for Gretchen. She
Mhm.
kind of hinted at it in some interviews she's done lately too. So it looks like this story that Gretchen's pulling out at the reunion, where we've seen some previews where she's going to say Tamara was behind the accounts and she never liked the photos, is going to be confirmed somehow for them to be
Okay.
publicly seen with Gretchen. So,
Either it's confirmed or they just like to take word of mouth when it comes to Tamara because there is this proof that she was leaking stories. Obviously, it's easy to latch on like, oh, well, if she leaked this story and was spilling our tea, it's easy to latch on like, and she made this up about Gretchen,
yep.
which two things, you know, they don't have to be correlated. So we'll see if Gretchen has any. I need to see because Gretchen's just
Yeah.
much of a Gretchen's a fucking liar. Like regardless, like you know what I
Well, and the girls saw her following these accounts. So I'm going to need more than I got a cyber security person and they said Tamara did this. Like I need
Yeah,
proof. And
yeah,
even then, I mean, this is like
receipts,
the
proof, timeline.
yeah, and it's like the lie detector guy, right? It's like, how accurate is this stuff? I need to see like actual technology. And if she's just gonna simply say, like, this guy said Tamara was behind the accounts without proof, I mean, I don't think we can believe either of them at this point, but
Absolutely not.
Gretchen was following the account, so is that not proof right there?
That's enough. Like, I would very much be like, "Well, why do you follow them if you don't share these views?" You know? But
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe those that will come up, maybe they'll ask about that, we don't know because they haven't gotten to that. Part of the reunion was, focused on Katie a lot because, we didn't see her
Mhm.
for half of the show, and I I love that, Katie I you know, obviously we've caught Katie lying red-handed, so
Yeah.
it's really hard to believe anything she says, and it's like, there was this moment at the reunion where she's, like, telling Jen, like, "You told me that this producer said that Emily doesn't wanna film with me," and she's, like, looking Jen dead in her face saying, "You told me this," and
Mhm.
Jen's saying, "No, I didn't," and then the producer tells Andy, "I didn't have a conversation with Jen," so it's like, did Katie make that up or who's lying? Because how could you look somebody in their face and say, "You told me this," and the person's like, either Jen's lying
Mhm.
or like, what?
I It's very hard to know who's telling the truth, and I just feel like this is something that Shannon has done in the past and would do to say, like, "I don't wanna film with someone," so I do lean towards believing Katie in this, but then we have seen her lie, so I don't know. We can't trust anyone on this cast, it feels like.
Yeah,
Sometimes we catch people in lies, and they're still trying to say Gretchen misspoke in the van when she said, "I did go to the hospital," and that's a hard one to believe. Like, Shannon keeps bringing up this thing she said in another season where she said something to the effect of, like, "I do that," but she's like, "I meant to say I don't do that," and, like, "See, it can happen." So they're, like, doing, like, mind gymnastics to make Gretchen tell the truth, basically. So I don't know who to believe anymore.
yeah.
Did you feel like Andy was, like, a little off or something? I just didn't you haven't seen a lot of reunions, but I don't know if he was tired. There was that one point where he was describing Katie's package, and that's, like, what they call their little piece when they show all their clips, and he said she had nefarious kinks with bloggers, but I think he meant to say kikis maybe, because that would've made way more sense.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
just
I
felt like
think
he was not reading the prompter properly, but that's a silly thing
and
to
that was
notice,
probably a
but
little nefarious Kiki's, like, it was probably like a
yeah, that would've been so funny,
funny.
right?
Yeah, yeah, that's probably
'Cause Kiki's her name, and you
yeah.
have a Kiki, yeah, and he said kinks, and I was like, "How did nobody say, 'What are you talking about right now?'" But
Or even if you would have said key kinks, like key kinks,
yeah,
yeah, whatever.
yeah, I just thought he's always, like, on the ball, but I think maybe he's just tired of some of these ladies' shit, so that was his
Clearly,
vibe.
Tamara's one of those ladies. He called her out, what was
So
she getting
cute.
at? And he's like, "You're doing the same thing right now, like, you're bringing up something
Yeah,
from the past," and then it's so funny to watch people, like, wiggle out of accountability when somebody's, like, blatantly asking a blatant question and you just hop, skip, and jump around the question to the point where you forget what you asked, you know what I mean?
yeah.
You don't have to answer.
And Shannon calling her Tamra Grudge was iconic. I can't believe no one has ever thought of that before. I wanna know who came up with that. Because do you think Shannon came up with that?
No.
No, I don't think so either, but, that was pretty funny. But, yeah, Shannon was really every time Tamara talked, she was, like, baiting her and, like, trying to get in on it, but then I don't think Shannon had much of a storyline this season. She was really on the back burner compared to some of the other things going on, so I think that was just her way to, like I think she really didn't want Tamara to talk her way out of it and wants her to keep being the villain because that's just an easier place for Shannon to be, like, against Tamara, so she just wouldn't
She said, "You be quiet over there at the end of the couch."
Who said that?
Tamara.
Oh,
Like, Steve Dabbs pointed out that, Shannon was at the end of the couch. Like,
yeah,
you're the least interesting of all of us, but whatever. Like,
yeah.
honestly, I think I don't know. Not a huge fan of Shannon.
No, I'm
Yeah,
not I mean, she's
no
funny, she's entertaining, but
some of the
she's not
ladies are
bringing a lot.
quite boring, and I feel like that's why OC's not my favorite, you know? Like, I do
Mhm.
find Gina very, very boring. I find Heather boring, but I like her. Like, I really like
Yeah.
Heather. I like her boring. Like, her boring works for me because she's
Mhm.
also got interesting aspects to her, right? Like, the
Yeah.
fact that she was, like, so full of life in Amsterdam and does all these drugs.
Yeah.
You know what I
She
mean?
was un she was surprising. She keeps surprising you, right?
Yeah,
And
like
I
yeah.
just don't know how I feel about all this stuff with Emily's son. It feels weird to me. I totally get that the kids are a part of this and maybe she is helping people by sharing this. It's just hard when like it's different with Salt Lake City. Mary shared some of her son's struggles last year and he's like 20, right?
Mhm.
So even then it's still a little like does he want to share it? But he's 20, so he can make that choice. This child is 8 or 9 and this is out there forever now. This whole rest of his life. Everyone is going to know all these details about his medical issues. And
Mhm.
I just don't know that you can give that consent at this age, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. I
I,
mean, I
I,
don't have
I,
thoughts on it because I don't have kids, but as a mom of kids around that age, I'm sure
mhm.
you're right. Like, that is something that's gonna live on forever, which I mean,
Yeah.
she said that her sharing these things, like, she was able to, like, go get him checked out for a diagnosis that she didn't even know he had and wouldn't have known he had until people
Mhm.
reached out and, like, gave her this advice. But you're right, like, her son can't really say
Yeah.
if he, like, wants this out there and people knowing
You
all of
can't
these
take it
things.
back.
Yeah, you can't take
Yeah.
she looked great.
And she,
Emily looked great. She lost some weight. She had got
yeah.
she did something different to her hair, I could tell.
Mhm. Yeah, it's such a double-edged sword where it's like you share it and you might help someone and in turn get help, which is great. But it's just the age kind of just bothers me. And I would never want to put my kids in a position to get made fun of or teased. Like I can't imagine going to school and then people know these intimate details about your whole life. Like, but
Yeah,
he's not going to school. She said he's like one-on-one with someone. So maybe she just doesn't take that in consideration. But
yeah.
it is what's happening in her life. When you have young kids as a
Mhm.
housewife,
Storyline.
you have to share it. So,
It's
um,
also her only storyline is her kid, for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Yeah, Tamara did call her out, like saying you're very sassy in your confessionals, but not so much to our face. But I feel like she's pretty honest to people's face usually. Like she
Yeah,
told Tamara straight up. But you think she's
yeah.
a little shady?
I mean, I think Emily's a little messy, but again,
Hmm.
she brings that's, the element that she's bringing. Like she's,
Hmm.
hearing from Gretchen and going and tell Tamara, hearing from Tamara, going to tell Gretchen. You know what I mean? She's a little messy.
Yeah, I agree. Jen said her son fainted again. I'm starting to think that he has something going on. I saw her post like he did really good in the Marines camp or whatever, but that people have been reaching out saying maybe he shouldn't be in there if he faints all the time. So, but yeah, Jen really didn't have a lot going on. Like
What
she
and
was
was she
barely in
first
this.
year?
Yes, which is insane. So I don't know what that's all about. She obviously has done something that made producers happy. So now what can that be? Well, I guess we'll find out. There's usually a
Yeah,
reason,
she
but
definitely
sometimes
given.
it might also come down to not wanting certain people across from each other, like just the way it worked out. Because we saw that on the Valley one, I think it was very
Mhm,
weird. Like Jesse was first chair and Michelle was last, but that was just based on who couldn't sit next to each other. But
mhm.
there's usually a reason to get first chair. I would have put Emily in it over
Yeah,
Jen.
mhm,
So
for sure.
I don't know what's coming. Maybe she's getting a wedding special with Ryan. They like to do that. So this is their way of giving her more airtime. I don't know.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I don't know what else really happened. They brought Gretchen out and she started in with Tamara. Obviously, we're going to see more of that next time.
Mhm.
But what did you like? I feel like Tamara and Gretchen's whole argument is that they're just the same person over and
Yeah,
over.
and they really trigger each other. Tamara did not get
Yes.
or get riled up until Gretchen got out there.
Hmm.
Like,
And it just feels like they've done the same shit to each other for 12 years. So just let it. Can they not just both let it go? And I think we're going to see that in the culmination of this, where Tamara said that Gretchen liked these posts, and apparently Gretchen is going to prove that Tamara was the one behind the account. So it's same shit again. They need to move on next
yeah,
season from this because
yeah.
I'm not really enjoying watching it. I don't really want to hear what Slade's up to. I don't care. He works for Liberace or whatever the hell he's doing.
Yeah, and she just has to claim he has a job. Girl, he ain't got no job.
Andy was so shady when he said, "Oh, I thought you wanted a Bravo wedding," because she definitely asked for a Bravo wedding,
He did,
100%.
like, he's like, "Oh, I thought you just wanted Bravo to pay for it." And this is why I
Yeah,
love Andy is because he's so fucking real and, like, he says shit to people's face, you know? That's why I say
yeah,
that's how I aspire to be like him, you know what I mean?
yeah. He's amazing. Yeah, I think the end just came down to them saying that, okay, Gretchen brought up this rumor of the 98 Degrees guy, and then Tamara had brought up these old photos of Gretchen cheating on her fiance literally like 16 years ago, and that they both have like an arsenal of
So
little
wait,
facts about each
so
other.
the photos because I feel like that wasn't on the show. When
Right.
they were doing cake decorating, they showed us Tamra saying that Jen followed the guy that
Mhm.
that's what she was showing us, but then we see a flashback that also at cake decorating, she showed
So that was a photo
16
from,
16 years ago? Like, why do you
yeah.
still have that?
That's what I was wondering. I'm like, she must have a big like receipts folder that goes far back because that was the story.
Literally from 16 years ago, that's crazy work.
And it's insane. That was the whole thing that started their fight was when Gretchen first joined the show. I think like season 4 or 5 or whatever. She had a fiance. They flash back to him that he was a lot older. He was really sick. He died of cancer. And while Gretchen was engaged to him, she had allegedly, according to Tamara, another boyfriend or a lot of other boys. Like they would see her. He was in the hospital, very sick, and they would see her out at the clubs with other guys all over them. And
Ooh,
so, of course, you're on a reality show with someone doing that, you're going to call it out. So Gretchen still denies it. And then that whole stalker story, I don't know. So that's
okay.
what she's talking about 15 years ago or whatever. So
Wow. Okay. Well,
it's crazy. Yeah.
yeah, that is
I don't, do you think Gretchen will be back next season?
I do. I do.
Yeah.
I think that if Tamra and Gretchen didn't have their issues and Katie was not there this season would have fucking sucked ass. It would have been
Yeah.
so boring, you know? So
Hmm.
because Gretchen
They did
and
add a lot.
Gretchen kind of came in once Katie went away. And if we didn't have
Mhm.
that drama, what would we have had? What would we have had?
Nothing. I'm not looking forward to Katie's husband coming on. I don't really like him. I don't know. Katie, I'm kind of neutral on. I did think she
I
was
don't
messy and a
know how
liar.
to feel about Katie. So I'm very
Yeah.
curious to see if her husband is going to say anything substantial that is going to prove what they're saying because Gretchen's a damn
Mm.
liar. Like I don't care. I don't know how she is able to like keep her composure and like fool everybody. I don't know. But she did look
Well,
damn good. She was definitely giving John Benet Ramsey and she
yeah.
definitely looks she's preserved in formaldehyde because she just
Yeah.
doesn't age. She does not look her age at all. She looks
No, I
amazing.
can't believe he uses filters. She does not need them. But I
She
think
looks like
nothing has
she
changed.
literally looks like a filter.
Yeah. That's why when she uses a filter, she has no nose or features because she's already so smooth and then she just smooths them right off her face. So,
Yeah.
but did you see Tamara and Katie had a reunion party the other night? So
Mm-mm.
I don't think things have changed. I think it's Gretchen, Shannon, and those girls versus Tamara and Katie are still on the outs. Obviously, as the two talking to bloggers and the two spilling the tea on the side, it looks like that's the way the reunion's going. But do you want to hear the shadiest thing? Actually, you might not know. Oh no, you watch Vanderpump, right?
Yeah.
So Tamara and Katie, as the DJ at this party, had Sheena Shea's ex-husband Mike Shea as the DJ. So Tamara and Sheena are in a feud right now. So that was very shady
Okay.
on Tamara's part. There's
Okay.
rumors that Sheena might be joining the cast, and this kind of gives a little fire to that.
That Sheena is joining the Real
The
Housewives.
OC.
You know, one thing, say what you want about Sheena, she gonna keep her ass on a show. She gonna keep her ass working. I thought that she was gonna be joining the Valley cast.
She didn't film the Valley apparently this season. Sheena. It was just Lala. So people are speculating. She had Alex Baskin on her podcast. She's made like some captions alluding to it. She said it's her dream job. And so having this fight with Tamara really would help a storyline. We need a storyline that's something different than Gretchen and
Yeah.
Tamara. So
Yeah.
we'll
Okay.
see what happens with that. But the reunion wrapped up with Gretchen and Tamara saying, "You're a fucking liar, you're a piece of shit" to each other over and over, and that's where we ended. So
Yeah. It's
it's
like,
kind of boring.
yeah,
We'll
you're a
get
fucking
into
liar.
yeah. It's calm and therapized Tamara. That's not a word, but
Until Gretchen
this is
comes out, 'cause
calm Tamara.
she was, like, very, and then until it's like, "You're a fucking liar," like, it's trying to come out,
Yeah.
it's trying to come out. But it was like, no, she was, it was coming out with the to
Yeah.
stand in, the, like, yeah, it's funny. So, I think she's at, like, a 4 right now, she's gonna get it to a 10, so.
Yeah. And then when all the stuff comes out about the cyber guy, it's going to be wild. So, 2 more parts to go. I'm excited to see the next part. I think it'll get better with Katie's husband coming out. We have our Salt Lake City recap coming out tomorrow with an interview with Mary Cosby, which we're so excited for you guys to see. We did Squid Games today as well. We're covering that, and all of our Love is Blind and Selling Sunset recaps are out, and we're going to BravoCon in 48 hours. So tell us all your questions you want us to ask, and yeah, let us know. We're going there for you guys to show you everything, tell you everything. So we can't wait. And any final thoughts before we go?
No, just excited for
Yeah.
you guys to see the
Okay.
Mary interview.
Yeah. Okay, well, thanks for listening. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.